Welcome to the next lesson where we explore more live components. This time I'm going to show you cookie notification component. It's pretty straightforward. You just copy the name of this component or you search in Webflow for LC cookie notification. LC stands for live component, so you have all the live components in one section. Now press return to just position it on your page. I'm going to unlink this instance as usual so that I can edit this instance of the component individually. And here you have this cookie notification. It has simple body text that you can adjust to your needs or translate to your language. And also it has the button. Button is the most important part of this component because it will let you set the cookie so that this banner won't be displayed any longer if someone clicks on got it. You can obviously change the text here. And this is how it will work. So someone clicks on the button and then this cookie notification is hidden. And also we save the information about that user clicked on the notification in local storage in the browser. So we won't ever show it again until this local storage is flushed from the browser. You have this custom attributes, DataSysFlow cookie for the whole cookie notification wrapper. And also we have one for the button. So if you, for some reason, want to create your own component, it's enough that you use those two custom attributes for the wrapper and the button, and this would work. Now let's quickly position this element at the bottom of our page. Let's select fixed and now select bottom position. That's it. All you have to do in order to put this to the bottom of your page. And obviously, as all of our live component, this component will also work only once the website is published, not in the preview, but once you publish the website. I'm gonna inspect this website in Chrome here to show you how it works exactly. If we go to application and here is the local storage, we're gonna store this not as a cookie. Instead, we're going to use local storage, which is a little bit better nowadays, especially when everyone has some ad blocks for cookies. And here we have the local storage for our website. Now, the keys and values are empty, but once I press the button, you'll see that now it's set in the local storage. So we have this sysflow cookie set to true as a value, and this disappeared from our website. But once I reload the page, you can see that it's also gone. And this is thanks to this option. If I delete this from local storage and refresh the page, you'll see that the cookie notification appears once again. But once this is in the local storage, user can also close the browser, and this will be stored unless he, for some reason, flushes those local storage. And for the DataSysFlow cookie, there's also one more thing that you can do in the attribute for this entire component. So the component wrapper, instead of value 0, you can put any address for the webhook that you created, for example, in Zapier or Integromat. And then we will send on this address the data from the action, from the user action. In order to be fully compliant with GDPR, you'd have to store the timestamp and some basic information about what happened and when user clicked this confirmation. So for example, in Zapier, you can create a Zap that will automatically gather this information. So receive this webhook. You're going to use webhooks by Zapier. Unfortunately, this is available only in the premium version of Zapier. So you can, for example, use free version of Integromat and generate the webhook as well. Here in Zapier, you're going to catch the hook. So you're going to basically look for the data and catch those data once they arrive. And this generates the webhook URL that you'd have to copy. And this webhook URL you simply paste as a value for our DataSysFlow cookie attribute. That's it. You're going to save it. And now we're going to send some information out about the activity. And you're going to have the exact timestamp of user clicking that button. So once this is set up, we can test the trigger. We can see if that really works, if that receives the data. But before we do, we need to just send the data. So once we publish the website, just make sure that you click this button once, and I can't really see it now because I have this in local storage. So you have to clear the local storage. Let's delete this key value per. Now you can see the cookie notification. Click got it. Now it should send it to Zapier. And in the network panel, actually, you can preview this activity. So this is the last thing, and you can see that the request URL, we've sent it to hooks.zapier.com, and the status code is 200 OK, that means that the information that we've sent were received by Zapier. So once we have that in place, we've sent some sample information, we can now test the trigger and see if Zapier received that request. Okay, it seems everything is okay. We received some data. For now, the data is empty. You can obviously set the timestamp of this in Zapier. However, we'll be sending in this query string some information about the user pulled in from the browser. So the location of the user, some other information that you can, for example, right now as an action put to, let's say, a spreadsheet or Google Doc or Airtable, Google Sheet, wherever you want, you can store this simple information about the specific point in time where user clicks this notification. So you'll have the table, the Google Sheet with all the records, and those you can pair to users. The data is somehow anonymous because you only have like the location of the user that browser gave us, if we can have this information, and also the IP address and also the timestamp. So this is all we can gather when the data is anonymous and we don't have the login functionality on our website, or we can't pass emails or just the names of our users. But this is enough from the GDPR standpoint, and I think it's also enough to just have this notification so that people see that we are compliant. So that's it in this lesson, and that's it about cookie notifications. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you one more live component that we have. Thanks a lot.